So this account is primarily focused on OCD recovery. I have a lot of recovery from OCD. It's been hard won, and sharing what I've learned, I believe, can help other people. But I do not have perfect recovery from OCD. That is, I am not cured. The OCD flares up much less frequently. When it does, it passes much more quickly, but it does still flare up. And if I engage with the OCD, if I take the OCD bait, then I get sucked in still. And this is what happened today. My OCD is about decision making. And when it was really bad, it was every decision, what to wear, what to eat, anything. I was just totally debilitated. 95% of those decisions don't cause problems for me anymore, but one area where the OCD still can sink its teeth into is travel decisions, and decisions often about recreational activities, particularly hiking. I love hiking. Nature is my favorite thing in the universe, which is why I'm outside, even though I'm in Brooklyn right now. It's very urban. I just happen to be staying at a friend's place who has a very nice backyard. So when I am in New York, because I also spend a lot of time in the Bay Area, largely for the nature there. So when I am in New York, I really prize those rare opportunities when I can get out of the city and go hiking. And this week I have the opportunity to go hiking. I can use a friend's car. And so I was deciding which day to go hiking. And there were a number of factors: rehearsal schedule, show schedule, and weather. Now I should say, checking weather obsessively until recently was one of the most persistent manifestations of my OCD, particularly around hiking. When I was deciding which day to go hiking, until a few months ago, I could check weather dozens of times, sometimes dozens of times a day for days leading up to the potential hike day, trying to decide, should I go this day or that day? And it wouldn't be unpleasant initially, but over time, it was clearly an obsession, and it was taking up more and more of my brain space and more energy. And so I realized the solution to this was simply pick whichever day works best to go hiking and don't check the weather. And I started doing this, and it was incredibly liberating to just, all right, I'm going to go out on the trail, and I don't know what the weather's going to be like. Obviously, I wouldn't do this in the middle of winter where there are safety concerns, but hiking in the Bay Area, where the range of variations is, potentially a light rain to sunshine, doesn't really pose any significant safety concerns. So I was doing this, and it felt very liberating. Even though it felt like a small thing, this is the thing about OCD, is whenever you get freedom around something that has been a persistent compulsion, that freedom starts to generalize. And I started feeling more free in many aspects of my life. It was wonderful. Fast forward to this week, so I'm going to go hiking. But then there's an issue. There's wildfire smoke from Canada. And I want to avoid the smoke. That's reasonable. But to check the smoke levels, I have to check the weather. And then I start realizing, well, it could rain. And I want to avoid hiking in the rain. That's not just OCD. It's significantly less pleasant. If it could be like a hard thunderstorm here, there could actually be safety concerns. And kind of like an alcoholic who's like, oh, I'm just going to have one beer. It's fine. This was very humbling for me because I couldn't stop. And so I've checked weather and smoke reports probably 30 times over the past 12 hours. And then other things came into play where my rehearsal schedule changed. And yeah, I really went down the rabbit hole with this one. Really went down the rabbit hole. And the way I know I went down the rabbit hole is I can feel it in my brain. I'm curious if other people get this. If you do, tell me in the comments. When I start to go down the OCD rabbit hole, it feels like my brain overheats. And I don't mean that metaphorically. It feels like there is heat coming off of my head. It's like this tight, hot feeling in the inside of my skull. And I don't have this feeling that much anymore. I used to have it constantly. So, yeah, I'm in it. I mean, now I've made the decision. I'm not going hiking today. I'm going to go hiking tomorrow. But part of the calculation was the weather's not so nice today. I did indulge in that. And I don't know if you can see, but it looks like, oh, it's actually not that smoky. It's getting sunnier. And so every time I'm inside and I look out the window and I see sun peeking through, it causes this anguish, like, oh no, I didn't optimize this. I didn't make the right decision. And I'm aware how crazy this is, right? For most people, their OCD is about profound dangers. Someone with contamination fear who's afraid they're going to get some horrible disease. Someone who's afraid they hit someone with their car. Now, these are not real worries, of course, they're OCD worries, but these are things that if they were real, they're big concerns. Whereas what is the potential negative outcome here? Oh, I don't have quite as nice a day for hiking. Oh, there's a little bit more smoke in the sky. This is part of how I judge my own OCD. It's just so silly. It's so silly. But what I'd say is common to all OCD is this feels life or death to me. I rationally know it's not. I rationally know that whether I go for a hike today or tomorrow makes very little difference. I know that in a few days from now, I'm not even going to be thinking about it. Worst case scenario, it rains on me a little bit. Worst case scenario, the worst case scenarios are not that bad. But yet, here I am, overheated brain, totally locked up in this decision that I know doesn't matter. So what's the take-home lesson for this? Well, I'll go back to the alcohol metaphor. For an alcoholic, now some alcoholics can stop drinking and then drink socially, but for many, that first drink, it's an AA thing, right? It's an AA saying the first drink gets you drunk, meaning literally having one drink doesn't get you drunk, but having one drink sets you into that cycle that is inevitably going to lead to you getting wasted. And that's true for me. I would say it's the first drink. I would say I could safely check weather once or twice, but by the time I'm checking the fifth or sixth time, I'm caught up in it. And at that point, the only thing to do is just get out of it. And the way to get out of it, I know, is make a decision and stick with it. And I knew that when I was checking 5 or 6 times, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it until it really started getting unpleasant. So there's something humbling about this. Even with all my awareness, I can still fall prey to that. So, yeah, I want more recovery. I'm going to keep working for more recovery. And part of my surrender and acceptance to reality, which of course is the key to freedom with OCD, is surrendering to your feelings, surrendering to the fear, is accepting that sometimes I'm not willing to do what I know I need to do to get more OCD recovery. And that's okay. I can have compassion for myself. And I guess the last thing I'll say is there is a broader context here. I'm going through a profound heartbreak. A very significant romantic relationship with someone I love deeply ended 6 months ago. And I've shared about that. And so I think my OCD is a little more aggressive now because it's like, hey, get these decisions right, and you won't have to feel that. Oh, if you're just in this beautiful forest, you'll feel okay. But the reality is these feelings too, this heartbreak, I have to feel. OCD can't save us from anything. All it can do is lead us astray down this OCD rabbit hole that doesn't lead anywhere productive. So I am going to sit and breathe and feel the regret, including this part of my brain that's like, oh, you should have gone hiking today. That's going to be there too. So if I'd stopped this earlier, if I'd stopped the checking earlier, probably that part wouldn't be as active, but I call it the OCD hangover. The longer I engage with OCD, the longer I indulge it, the worse it feels when I finally stop. And again, I have made the decision, so this is over, but I am experiencing that sort of hangover effect. Yeah, breathe, feel, surrender, self-compassion. Life goes on.